What's good, Bit Rushers? It's Kyler. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some price action on Bitcoin and why if you're just getting into buying Bitcoin, you're not too late to the game. You're actually early. If that sounds good to you, stick around. For everyone else, please follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. If you want, join the Telegram group. Let's get into it. So right here, guys, I have a chart of Bitcoin and all of the prices, and I have a few marks here. I'm going to tell you what these are. So the purple line is a halving, okay? And from the last halving we had, it's actually one day over here on the 11th. Anyway, from the last halving here until today, it's been 220 days, if my math is correct. And so what I did is I went back to the previous halving, and this is off by a day too. These lines are hard to draw. But anyway, here, July 9th, 2016, and charted 220 days for somewhere around here about the 15th of February in 2017. So these lines aren't perfect, but they're within a couple days, so you guys get an idea. And so if we look at from the past halving, right here, the price was at, the high was about $652. And 220 days later, the high was $1,061, an increase of $400 per Bitcoin, which is pretty good. That's, let's see, that's, yeah, over 50%. That's like a 60% increase. So that's a pretty big increase, right? And if we come to where we are on our past halving and we see our high on that day, it was about 9,300. And we come to today, and today our high is about 19,100. I would say that's about the same increase, right? Almost even a little bit more. I could do the math here and figure it out for you guys, but I don't feel like plugging in the numbers. I'm just doing rough estimate, but definitely over 50%, right? So we had that 50% growth in 210 days. We've had basically the same 50% growth in 210 days. Let me pull that down so you can see it here. And so we've had basically the same increase. And if we go to the stock to flow model, we can see the last halving here and where that red dot would be here. That's about a 50% increase from that blue dot to the red dot. Or I'm sorry, this chart right here. This is this one here in 2016. So from this blue dot to that red dot, this amount, that's about 50% gain. And we've had that the same one here from the halving to today is about a 50% increase. So if we look at all of the past halvings from that last red dot, we go into the yellow and into the orange, or orange into yellow, right? Orange into yellow dots, which is the farther away from the halving you are, is what that color represents. So the farther we are, we're only right here. We're going to only get further and further from that halving into those yellow dots. And so if we want to estimate what we still have left in gains in the next year, let's go back to this. And what I did here is I figured out from the halving how many days until the all-time high. And what that number was 525 days. Okay, so let me just do the math on that real quick because I didn't do that. So 525 days, and we're currently sitting at about 220 days, so minus 220 days. If it plays out the same, we still have another 300 days, guys, until the all-time high. So from the halving to the last previous all-time high was that total of 525 days. So another 300 days we still have left, guys. Okay? Until we can look at seeing the actual peak on where Bitcoin is. According to the stock to flow model, and according to the past performance, right? So we look at that past performance, where it went from here to here, and we're only from here to there, and we still have this, from this line to this line, guys. We still have that growth left to put in the next year. The next 300 days, we have all of this growth, okay? Let's see, can I measure on here? I'm not sure if I can measure. Yeah, I don't. This isn't the charting software I usually use. I just wanted to use this because it wasn't in my account I'm trading with or anything. But let's see if I can. Oh, no. So I'm not sure about measuring that, guys, but that's a huge gain. Somewhere from, let's say, 1,000, just roughly 1,000 to 17,000, right? I don't even know how many X that is. Ridiculous amount of gain. So that's what I'm still expecting. If you guys are still getting into Bitcoin just early, you're just starting to buy Bitcoin and you're looking at the price has just doubled in the past 200 days, and you're like, man, this is a bad time to get in. The price has just doubled. Well, it did the same thing from here to here, and it didn't slow down at all, right? It only continued to go up. Yes, it did have these pullbacks, pullbacks, pullbacks. It continued to pump all the way up from $1,000 to $19,000, guys. Okay? So if we look at that and we're at 19 today, what's 19 times 19, right? 19,000 times 19. If we still had that much gain. And again, this is just rough estimate, super bullish. 19,000 times 19. You're looking at a $361,000 Bitcoin in the next 300 days, if that math is correct. Like, again, this is just rough math, being super bullish. Obviously, we're gonna as the price continues to grow and get higher, the actual gains are going to be smaller and smaller. So I don't actually realistically expect it to be that high, but that's at the very highest end, super bullish estimate. In the next 310 days, Bitcoin could be valued at $361,000. Realistically, I think it'll probably be somewhere about half of that. So let's just divide by 2, saying that it, with the reduced price gains, that it's going to grow at a 50% rate, like a half-life, so to speak, on the gains. And that would put us at about $180,000, guys. So again, this is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence. Never invest more money than you can afford to lose. If you want to trade on leverage, there's a link in the description to trade on Bybit. They're doing a whole bunch of bonuses right now. You can get up to $610 of free trading money if you just sign up. But the best way to save, or the best way to invest in Bitcoin, has been proven time and time again. You can research any blog, any website that knows their stuff, and they'll tell you dollar cost average is the best way to go. Just continue to save a set amount every single week, every single month. Is been proven time and time again to be the best way to buy Bitcoin. Dollar cost averaging, guys. Not financial advice. Do your own due diligence. For me, I'm going to continue to buy Bitcoin and hopefully get up to $180,000 price estimate on my Bitcoin within the next 300 days. Again, look at the chart. This is what happened, and then that's what happened afterward. Here we are here. So what do you expect to happen afterward? Again, let's look here. We're just at the end of these red dots, right? We're going to start getting these orange ones. If you notice, the orange ones, sometimes they correct. We go from a red one to an orange one, down a little bit. Red one down to a darker red one before we go. So we might have that little correction, the orange dot down. We might have an orange one here and then a slight drop down. Sometimes there are those corrections, guys. But if you're looking at the model, your long-term dollar cost average, super bullish on Bitcoin. There's still so much gains left, guys. This is the top of the chart right now. This is where we are, right? We're right here. And we're saying we just did that. We just did that. Yep, that's where we are. We're right there, right? Looks the same. Looks the same from here to here. If you get up in here, right? Boom. Boom. Let's go, guys. That's my prediction. 310 days from now, I hope to see Bitcoin at $180,000. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do smash the thumbs up, share it with any friends or family you think may be interested in investing in Bitcoin, don't fully understand the power of the halving and the past price predictions, and where we hope to go from here. As always, happy crypto. Let's get that coin.